This edition of the Fax.Koolaid Podcast Show is brought to you in part by Motion Pictures. Remember, the Fax.Koolaid Podcast Show is rated a special AE for any and everyone. View discretion is advised. Just kidding. I don't know how many times I got to reiterate that.
Yo, what's poppin'? What's good, everybody? It's a pleasure to welcome everybody back to the Fax.Koolaid Podcast Show. This is episode 19. This episode is going to be a little bit of a sub-pod. I've done a sub-pod before. I've had a mini-pod before. This is going to be one of them things because, ladies and gentlemen, y'all got me. Y'all got me, unfortunately. Y'all got me to start watching Love Island, man. I can't believe I'm finna do this. I never in a million years would have thought I'd be on my podcast basically having a whole segment, a whole mini pod about Love Island, but y'all have got me there. So with that being said, if you're a regular watcher of the Fax.Koolaid Podcast Show, if you're a regular viewer, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, even though everybody watching me on Instagram should be subscribed to the pod, conversation for another day. But if you're a regular watcher and you're not aware of what Love Island is, this episode is probably not for you. You feel me? I never encourage somebody to click off a video of mine, but it's like, you know, why I'm not gonna waste your time if you don't know what Love Island is. I don't feel like explaining it to people because I put on various social media sites that I was gonna be having a mini pod or a sub pod about Love Island, bro, because it's so polarizing right now, bro. Like Love Island, and just to shed a light for anybody that doesn't know what it is, but that's gonna be, you know, a loyal supporter to the Factory and still watch this whole pod, which I would very much so love. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. But if you don't know what it is, it's basically a game show that is very unique. It's like a reality game show where folks come on there and they basically try to find love, and it's just different because it's many things that go into play. You couple up with somebody that you find attractive, you got to get to know them, you got to make a connection with them. Different folks come in as the show goes on to try to steal and basically steal the connection for what somebody has so that they can also find love. And at the end of this game, if you and your couple are the number one voted couple, if y'all stay till the end, y'all got a chance to win $100,000 together as a couple. So that show has been very, very polarizing for at least the last year. I did watch the last season. I was in USA last season. I'm gonna speak a little bit about that as this episode goes on. But yo, this show is so polarizing. It's not even funny, bro. Like the NBA Finals is going on, and folks is locked in on Love Island, bro. But I've never seen nothing like this before, bro. Even me being a journalist, somebody that's in like many different spaces because I cover sports too. It's like y'all forced my hand. Like I gotta talk about Love Island, which is really crazy to me, bro. And it's just funny because after watching it last season, I didn't think that it would come back to be this big, bro. But now I'm watching the NBA Finals, you feel me? And I'm on Instagram and I keep seeing notes about some ace guy. I'm like, bro, who is this ace person? Why does everybody love him so much? Who is this Huda person and why does everybody hate her so much? I don't know what was going on. So then I had to go on my Instagram story and I'm like, yo, who are these people that y'all are talking about? Like, what is going on? Am I missing something? Everybody's talking about Love Island. Everybody's talking about Love Island, bro. So now this is the mini pod covering everything containing Love Island. There are going to be call-ins, mini call-ins at the end. This whole episode is going to be frequent to Love Island. Now, I watched Love Island in 1 to 2 days, bro. It only took me like 1-2 days, 3 max to get caught up on everything, and I've just gathered so much information, and I made many thoughts, me as a journalist. So now we finna go over everything this episode. And along with my analyzations and my notes, I've been on social media paying attention to what the word has been saying about everything, and I'm gonna go over that too. A lot of people have been saying, yo, I wouldn't mind being on Love Island. I feel like it's fun. I low-key want to be on it in the future. No, you don't. No, you wouldn't, bro. You do not want to be on Love Island for real. Then let me explain why, because the same thing goes for me too. And keep in mind, I'm going to be speaking in context of people that have already watched everything, bro. I'm not going to be explaining everything. I'm going to be saying people's names. If you have not seen everything up to this point, this might be a spoiler for you or this might be a recap for you, but I'm going to be speaking in context of people that already have watched everything. So reason number one of why y'all low-key would not want to be on Love Island, just keep it a band. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to handle all the intercircular kissing during all the games. I'm just going to keep it a stack. Maybe it makes for great television, but me being a part of it, I don't think so. Like that, even if I was comfortable, I don't know if that's something I want the world to see of me. Like my mom would literally fall into a coma watching that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I get it because one of the protocols of the show is that they all got to get tested so that, you know, they can do anything they want with each other and nobody will catch anything. Scientifically, that's how, you know, it's like sexual science. That's how that works. But it's like at the same time, I don't know if that's something I'd just be into. You feel me? It just, you know, could potentially be like a bad look. But if you're somebody who's unhinged and you really don't care about the outlook, then maybe you could do that. And I always tell people I respect people who do things that I wouldn't do. So I respect anybody that would go on Love Island because, bro, you go in there and you gotta do all that intercircular kissing every single game. Like that one game where Alondra got kissed by 4 of the dudes. Like, and it wasn't just no regular kissing. I'm talking about they're going at it, like tongue, what the helly, down throats, saliva, everything. I wouldn't be able to do that. Then also on the deeper level, if I like somebody, right, and I'm even worse, I'm coupled up with somebody and I'm sure of that connection, it would eat me alive to see another dude, especially one that has a secret agenda, tonguing down my girl. like I wouldn't be able to watch that. You see at times during all the games, like I know y'all be seeing times where some of the people got to cover their eyes when another dude is kissing their person or vice versa. That would be me. I mean, y'all know me. I'm the type of dude, I wouldn't even want to look at a girl that I likes DMs, because that shit will make me not want to eat for the rest of the day. So imagine how I would be in that villa during a game watching 4 dudes kiss my girl. I just wouldn't be able to handle that. But to each his own, of course. Different strokes for different folks. Another reason why I would say a lot of y'all would not be able to be on Love Island, y'all know y'all got some slick mouths, bro. Y'all would be removed immediately. Like, we all know somebody like that. I was really thinking upon myself as I was catching up, bro, I know some girls that would be perfect for this show. But then I remember, bro, they would not last more than an episode because their mouth is so slick. Their mouth is so reckless. They would set shit off religiously up in that villa. Like, there's a lot of things that they would not let slide, bro. Like, it would be many times where they would be causing so much trouble indirectly because of their mouth. Their mouth is so smart, their mouth can get reckless. We all know somebody like that. Let's be real. Perfect examples. And again, if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, for instance, that argument with Amaya and Shelly after Ace wasn't really feeling them, after Ace was basically telling Amaya, like, yo, I'm trying to move slow, but then Amaya seen that Shelly and Ace was still having conversation and whatnot, and then Amaya went to go check Shelly. I was just thinking, yo, if that was my homegirl and Amaya was going off on her, oh, they would have. Boy, Shelly was being very diplomatic, very, very peaceful, very, very patient. My homegirls, though, girls that I know, put them in that situation if y'all want to, Love Island producers. Like, put them in that situation and it's going to be hell on earth for Amaya. No cap. Same thing for when Huda crashed out on Iris after cussing out Jeremiah. When Huda basically forced Iris to talk to her up in Soul Ties. My homegirls probably would have smacked the ish out of Huda. Not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, they're not letting some of that stuff slide. If they didn't smack her, they would have smacked her verbally. I guarantee you, they would have checked the F out of Huda. Even my boys that I know, bro, the way that Huda be calling people out of their names, and I'm gonna get to that in a second, but my homeboys was going off on Huda. That's why I know none of my friends would ever last on Love Island, bro. Some of the things that they be saying to each other, bro, my people, and again, we all know people like that, they would not let any of that shit slide. Like, it's okay, man. Some people are just not meant to be on Love Island. The people that they picked, they can handle some of the not physical, but some of the verbal abuse that comes with it. But some people I know that would probably make great characters on this show, they wouldn't last. They would be removed immediately. The third reason why I say many of y'all probably wouldn't do well on Love Island, or it wouldn't be good for y'all, is the digital footprint, man. But that digital footprint is a motherfucker, bro. Like, you really gotta think about it. Imagine you at Love Island, you find your person, and then at the last second, nothing goes well. Or even worse, y'all win the money, y'all make it out the show, and then things don't go well, y'all break up. Now you gotta start from ground zero. And now everybody knows that you done been on this love show, bro. Who gonna wanna take you seriously like that? Like, you think it's gonna be a struggle for Huda to restart now? Imagine if she gets booted from the villa, and then she has to restart in the real world after everybody done seen all this about her. Like, you basically went on Love Island and basically ruined your life low key. Now, hopefully, I'm not wishing that she doesn't find anybody, you feel me? She has a kid. But imagine if you go to the villa for no reason. Now that digital footprint is there, them episodes is there forever. And it's gonna be a struggle for you to find somebody that really wants you for you. Because you could be dealing with people that want you all because you got a little bit of clout, you feel me? Because now you got stuff going for you. You got a little bit of fame, even though you're not really a real celebrity, but you got a little bit of fame. It's gonna be hard for you to find somebody very genuine outside in the real world. And I get it, there's somebody for everybody, but that digital footprint could be a problem. So that's just another reason. And the last reason, just off the top of my dome, that I can really think about on why some of y'all probably wouldn't really want to do it for real, let's just keep it a band. A lot of y'all is not chasing. Like, let's just keep it a band. Y'all are not chasing. A lot of y'all probably can't accept not being somebody's first choice or being somebody's second choice and having to convince somebody or lead somebody to want to explore and have a connection with you over somebody else. A lot of y'all is not doing that. Like like y'all would crash out at that actually. Like I know some homegirls, they trying to get in the connection with a dude and they see that same dude talking to somebody else, they'd probably go up to him and be like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you got it. Like, you know how y'all be on social media, bro. You can't handle not being somebody's first choice, bro. Like, you would instantly give up on Love Island the second you see somebody's not all the way into you, bro. That's why, ironically, and this might be a conversation for later on in the episode, a lot of y'all want to get on Huda and Jeremiah because they were so closed off. A lot of y'all probably would want to be in that same like predicament. Y'all don't want to be going around trying to convince somebody that you're the best person for them, bro. You would much rather just lock in early and then let it ride its course. Now, obviously, that did not work with Huda and Jeremiah, as we know. Sorry for the spoiler if you didn't see it, but a lot of y'all wouldn't be able to handle that chasing aspect, you feel me? A whole lot of y'all would be kicked out first week because y'all go to the dude or the girl and be like, man, they can have you, bro. She can have you. Like, I don't want no parts of it. You gonna be booted first week because you giving up too fast. A lot of y'all wouldn't want to try hard is basically what I'm saying. And that's the point of Love Island. You gotta go out of your comfort zone to see the personal connections that you can possibly get. Like, bro, y'all would not want to go out like that on national television. Y'all would fear the national perception of you trying to do too much or even worse, D-Rod, just to get somebody to like you. Like, y'all not going out like that, bro. Not everybody can be Serena and Cordell, bro. Like, it ain't just gonna be happy the whole time, bro. Like, the ending is not always happy. So y'all wouldn't want to do that. Let's just keep it a stack. One aspect of the show that I for sure do not like, we don't know certain things, you feel me? And I'm gonna get to that later because there's gonna be one point when I talk about a certain character because I'm finna rank every character based off of like their impact, their annoyance, their intelligence, how they've been loving. Like, I'm about to give a whole ranking of every single character that's been on there up to date, which I believe is episode 14, I believe. But one thing I don't like about the show, you don't know many things. And it's many questions I have. Like, for instance, what's the liquor situation up in the villa, bro? Because it'd be many conversations where you could tell that motherfuckers is not sober. And I get it. Again, it makes for good television, I guess. Because, when you obviously, if you're grown, you know that when you off that liquid courage or when you off that liquor or off that wine or something, it makes you open up and say like what you want to say. It opens up all the feelings or whatever. But it's like, that's something I would love to know, though. Obviously, but that's another thing I had. Then also, is there play on with the producers? Are producers telling them like what to do at times? Now, this is something that has been suspected way too much when it comes to Love Island. And me as a journalist, I try to do my research on it. Bro, it's one of them things where even if they do, that's reality. That's reality television. But you gotta understand that there's also a lot of truth in it, bro. There's rumors that one person from last season, and this is something that somebody told me, then I went ahead and do my own journalistic research on it. A character from last season, I believe his name was Kane or something. He got booted from the show, obviously in like show kayfabe, meaning like they tried to make it seem like it was just authentic, but he got booted off the show because he didn't couple up with somebody that the producers told him to couple up with. Now, the thing about it is, this is a TV show to begin with. So if there's a little bit of manipulation, you feel me? If there's a little bit of swaying the storylines, because I completely wholeheartedly do not believe that when they say that America is voting, that it's only the vote of America. You feel me? Like, you cannot convince me that there is no type of finagle when it comes to the votes and trying to blame it on America. Stop that. Because even still, whenever America votes, they still decide, for instance, if the other cast members decide who wants to leave. They decide if they want to do it as a couple. They make them do it individually, anonymously, because last season they made them do it anonymously. But it's a whole lot of questions and a whole bunch of like, you know what I'm saying, skepticism when it comes to like the show, but these are things that we will never know. But now let me switch gears just a little bit. Now, what I'm about to do now, I'm about to rank every single person that's been on the show thus far. This is a power ranking of everybody that's been on Love Island thus far, up until episode 14. Because obviously, I'm producing this on a Wednesday, and the shows don't drop on a Wednesday. So this is the only day that I can really talk about it, and people will have time to watch it and reflect. Because once episode 15 comes out, you might argue that whatever is on this video might be slightly out of tune or may be irrelevant. So this is the power ranking of everybody on Love Island thus far. Some will be controversial. Some people may not agree, but that's why we got the call-ins later. But let's get into it. So there's been 17 people on the show at the time of this recording, at the time of episode 14 ended. Coming in last, number 17 is obviously Yulissa, for obvious reasons. Let's not be slow here. If you don't know why, the comment section will probably tell you or something. And I'm not even going to get into that because obviously this is why, ladies and gentlemen, digital footprint is so important. Don't go through life acting like People are not going to see your past, bro. And I get it. Everybody got some type of skeleton in their closet, but you don't understand how big of a skeleton it is until it comes out. When she was allegedly, now I'm going to say allegedly because I'm a journalist, when she was on them podcasts saying all them crazy things, saying the N-word, she probably would have never assumed that would have came out when she got to a bigger stage, which is Love Island. And it's funny how the show did it. They just easily, gingerly mentioned, Yulissa has left the villa. I'm like, so I had to do my research, and then you figure out that her digital footprint was so bad that they had to remove her. It is what it is. You got to be careful of the stuff that you put on social media. You got to be careful of what you're doing in the eyes of people that could be brought to the limelight, because it can ruin things. But she's number 17. Number 16 is Bella. I'm not really gonna go into detail. It's something about her. I just don't know. And then she was the first person to get booted. Now, number 15, this is gonna be a large talking point, is Huda. And it's such a shame because, bro, I actually liked her, bro. I genuinely liked the girl up until like episode 11 or 12, gang. Because, boy, she started tweaking. And as the rankings are going on, I'm gonna give my brief synopsis on why I have everybody ranked where they're at and how I feel about them, how the world feels about them. One of the things that the world is saying about Huda, she cries way too much. Now, that is very true. Now, obviously, when it comes to love, it's a lot of emotions that come into it. You gonna cry, you feel me? Y'all not gonna act like y'all have never cried, ladies. You're not gonna act like y'all have never been emotional over a loving situation, you feel me? Now, many people say that she cries at the same level or more than Kyler from last season. I'm not about to let y'all do that. I'm not about to let y'all do that. Kyler used to cry every single episode all the way from y'all don't remember how much Kyler really used to cry last season, bro. It was really insane. Like, it was the most annoying thing ever, bro. Waterworks, good and bad, bro. Huda has not cried that much to the extent of Kyler from last season, bro. Like, let's not do that. But one of her flaws is she cries way too much. She's very, very emotional. America does not like that. Now, another thing that America does not like that I personally, this is probably the main reason why I have her so very low. Huda is way too comfortable calling folks out their name, bro. Real talk. Whether she's calling people weird, whether she's calling people goofy, or whether she's calling people a bitch, she's way too comfortable doing that, bro. Now, me being a very, traditional man, also me being Nigerian, me being dominant, the second you call me out my name one time, that's GG's. I ain't gonna lie. Especially to the extent of the B word, bro. Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. She's way too comfortable just saying that. Then you saying that in front of everybody. Like, it's one thing for you to say it to me in front of my face. Still disrespectful, but in front of the boys, in front of the girls, oh nah, you tweaking, bro. Because even if we work our way through this, bro, you gotta understand, people show you who they are. People show you who they are very, very early, ladies and gentlemen. If you calling me a B word after we've only been in here 2 weeks, bro, that you're gonna do it again, bro. You're gonna do it again, bro. And you've done it multiple times, so now it's a pattern? Nah, bro. 1 time is a coincidence, 2 times is a pattern, 3 times is consistency, bro. 3 times, that's who you are. She's way too comfortable doing that. Now, I ain't rocking with that. Another thing you instantly pick up when it comes to Huda, right? And this is something I had to jot down, bro. She be twisting words, bro. Like, she don't comprehend words correctly, bro. Like, when she was overhearing Jeremiah when he was talking to the boys after he went on the date with Iris, I had to watch it a few times back because I'm like, what she just told those people that he said, I don't remember him saying that. I don't remember hearing that. And again, the producers may finagle with the editing and so that we may not hear whatever maybe was said, but that's something we're not going to find out till later. All I know is she went ahead and told them things that Jeremiah did not say. And I'm like, bro, is this girl delusional? Like, bro, you twisted this man's words after you unwarranted went to go eavesdrop on the conversation. Like, if you're going to eavesdrop, at least get the information correct. Like, he's not hiding the words from you. He's speaking from the heart because he don't know that you listening. You not around. But you gonna go eavesdrop. Here's something. You're gonna go eavesdrop to a conversation that you were not supposed to be a part of. So you then heard something that you weren't supposed to hear that you didn't like. Then you gonna twist my words? Then call me a B word? Nah, fam. And I just find it so funny because she used to talk on and on about how emotionally mature she is, but she's showing everything but emotional maturity, bro. Like, bro, I want y'all to always remember this. You really see how emotional mature somebody is, not during the calm times, not during the times that can be easily solvable, during hard times. That's when you really see the maturity of somebody, even period. Forget just emotions, you know what I'm saying? It's my show, so I can digress, bro. In any situation, bro, you see the high points of somebody during negative situations. You see the will of somebody. You see the bravery. You see the maturity. You see the integrity. You see the intelligence, bro. It only comes during down times. Huda and Jeremiah was going through a very rough patch. And the whole time, you see nothing but bad signs of emotional intelligence. You see no signs of emotional intelligence the whole time, bro. Now, obviously, Jeremiah plays a part, and I'm going to get to him in a second because his ranking is not too far off. Spoiler alert. But you see lack of emotional intelligence, which is something that she thought she had. So it's like, bro, now you got the world thinking you're delusional. This was after they already voted you, and you think this was after they already voted y'all as the most, you know what I'm saying, disingenuous couple. Yeah, bro, Huda disappointed me, bro, because I was one of the people that was like, yeah, I really wanted to give her a chance until I just couldn't give her a chance anymore. It's like, dang, I can't keep defending you, Huda. Another reason for her very low ranking, her trying to embarrass Iris, I'm not effing with it at all. Like, you trying to embarrass the girl that didn't even pick your man. We picked your man. Well, not me, I didn't pick. America picked your man, bro. And you're indirectly throwing shade at her, saying that she's weird, saying that she's two-faced. You forced her to have a conversation with you, bro. And now the dudes around that came in with Iris, Jalen and Pepe, they feel like you're so unstable that they want to be up there while you're having that conversation with her because they don't know if you're gonna spaz out. When Jeremiah very intelligently doesn't pick you, picks Iris, the first thing you do is out what he says about Iris. Not because you want to convince the villa that Jeremiah's a liar, but you want Iris to not feel good about her relationship or a new possible connection with Jeremiah. Like, you're welcoming toxicity, bro. Like, really think about this. After everything you did to me, Huda, why would I want to go back to you after all of that? Like, that's where we say delusion, because you're not thinking things through. She's a very rashly person. And for people that don't know what that word means, it means somebody that thinks things through without considering the consequences. You did all of this rah-rah, caused all of this drama. Everybody's annoyed. You called me out my name. You're making it very clear that there's something wrong. And then you gonna leave the door unlocked, expecting me to want to recouple up with you. You're just not thinking. Like, going back to the Iris thing, like the fact that Iris was cool enough to even talk to you, you don't know how comfortable she was talking to you. You gonna make her tell you about the date. Then you gonna sit there, and this part was hilarious. You gonna sit there after she says, you know, we just sat on the beach. Mind you, that has nothing to do with you. She told you, yeah, we just sat on the beach. You gonna sit there like, my dream date. And he knows that this has nothing to do. You act like he picked the date. I don't like, bro. You acting like he picked the date. He did not pick the date, bro. That was straight Love Island that picked that, bro. Like, she's not thinking things through. And that's why, even though she's ranked this low, and I'm not just fond of her, I have her ranked this low. And that's not even the only thing, because the world has picked up on certain things. And I pray for Huda's mental health. I don't know how the rest of the season is going to be, but I pray for her mental health as she leaves, because now the world is picking up on other things, bro. You got her ex speaking on things on social media, people that used to deal with her speaking out, people that know her speaking out on social media, not really defending her. Then you got people that caught on to the fact that during those scenes where she was crashing out and she had her hands on her face, you could see like wounds on her knuckles. Like, you see the brashes on her knuckles. Now, anybody who's smart knows that that's usually a sign that you was punching things, bro. Now, of course, Love Island is not going to show that to the viewers, but we see that it's a lot more things that we don't even know about you crashing out. And then you gonna go up there and have that conversation. And it makes sense, because the dudes and all the girls felt the need to go up there during your chat with Iris for the sake of Iris, not for the sake of you, for the sake of Iris's protection. Like, she unfortunately has become a cancer to Love Island and the villa, but I don't feel bad for any of them, because they still decided to keep her. And I'm gonna get to all that in a second. But Huda is number 15 on my power rankings, and I doubt that she'll be able to rise up. And I doubt that she'll be able to, you know, get a higher spot in the upcoming weeks, because I'm going to keep doing this ranking as the episodes go by. Coming in number 14 is Amaya. Not even going to lie, she's low-key annoying to me. Like, God bless her heart, but like, the things that she be saying, like the way she handled Ace was so poor. It was so poor. Like, the way she handled Ace, I didn't like it at all. It was actually low-key crazy to me. She's a gaslighter during arguments. She don't really be hearing points out all that well. Like, I would be scared to run into somebody like Amaya, not gonna lie. She already started problems like the first night, and I get it. Ace was being a little bit, you know, let's just say unique or unorthodox, to say the least, you know. But the way that she just, every argument is just, it's always an argument with you, gang. Like, nah, bro. Like, I just wasn't effing with it, bro. And then obviously she had some very annoying times. Like the first time that, and I know y'all remember this, the first time that they all had to vote somebody out when it was between Huda, Charlie, and Taylor, when she was just like, oh God, when Ari Maddox told them that they had to vote somebody off and she just kept crying and saying, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do, like, bro, it was such a hard watch. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I cringed so hard. Cause it's like, bro, do you think you have a choice, gang? Like, bro, like, just do it and get it out the way. She just annoying to me, gang. I ain't gonna lie, ranking her this low was definitely a personal decision, and she's also fed into some of Huda's delusions. So I gotta, yeah, that's number 14. Coming in at number 13 is Jalen, and you know, nothing against Jalen, but he wasn't in there for a long time, and he didn't really have a chance to prove himself. So he kind of earned this ranking kind of by like default. I wish we could have seen more from him. You feel me? He's the person that just got booted out episode 14, but extra points for choosing Alondra, bro. Real talk. Number 12 is Hannah, cause gang, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. First off, for you to be kissing that boy like that and speak easy, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, damn, like, way to choose, bro. Then her and Charlie obviously have the conversation. Then you know what happens next. Charlie gets booted off. For you to cry like that and then seemingly get over him the next day, like, I get it. You're doing your part. It's Love Island. You got to move on. But like, damn, like, oh, you moved on fast, Mike G. Other than that, though, I like her, though. She's very, very cool people. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy against her. Now, coming in at number 11 is Jeremiah. Now, Jay, I am 100% absolutely on your side in this whole Huda Jeremiah saga, but you were 100% absolutely in the wrong for not checking up on her the night she almost got eliminated. Like, that shit, I can't defend. Not even gonna lie to you. Like, as a man, like, you were partially responsible for why she was up there, because if America didn't like y'all together, I mean, it takes two to be in a relationship, you feel me? You weren't up for elimination, but like the girl that you've been involved with, coupled up with since day one, is the least you can do is ask her she's okay. Like, that was not defendable, bro. It wasn't defendable. You're not this low for mostly any other reason. I mean, for Ace and them telling you that you was love bombing, you ain't want to listen. I get it, but like, you not checking up on Huda, like, you're partially responsible for the madman that Huda has now become, brother. He's number 11. Coming in at number 10 is Taylor, and this is going to be a surprise to many, many people. But the reason why I have Taylor ranked this low, even though we're kind of edging, I mean, saying we're already almost halfway through, but the reason why I have Taylor so low, many people would expect that I would have him higher. It's just something about Taylor, bro. Like, for you to choose Alandra, and then for you to say that you're not physically attracted, or to insinuate that the physical attraction is not there, I'm like, gang, ain't no way you being serious, bro. That was very like confusing to me. I don't know, like, bro, you have arguably the baddest girl in the villa, and you're not applying no pressure, and she's being very patient with you, bro. Now, I had to rank him just a little low because I had to knock off a lot of points because of that. Apart from that, though, very cool dude. I like him being on the show. He's very, very cool. But it's like, gang, like, you gotta apply pressure with a bad John like that, bro. Now, number 9 is Charlie, and it's only for one reason. He gave me my favorite, most funniest memory in Love Island history. Not gonna lie to you, bro. Obviously, the most dramatic scene thus far was when him, Taylor, and Huda was up for elimination. And when the fellow cast found out that they had to be the one to eliminate them, Taylor's over here trying to embrace Huda because they're worried that they got to go home. All the cast members crying. Meanwhile, Charlie's like, okay, well, y'all can be back there hugging. Look, I'm just let y'all know right now, I had a great chat with Hannah, and I know that y'all want to save them, but like, y'all should really save me though, because like, I had a really great chat with Hannah. Like, it was the fun. Like, he said, bro, fuck what y'all got going on. I'm finna try to save myself. And that was the fun. Like, cause that's so real. He's me. I would do the same thing. You mean tell me they have a chance to potentially eliminate me? Oh, I'm finna plead my case right now. I don't care that y'all crying. Y'all better open y'all's ears. And he did that. Now, obviously, it didn't save him, but that was so true to me. He's in at number 9. Now, number 8 is Pepe. You know, he's still in the game. You know what I'm saying? Again, he did take Hannah off of that sadness, obviously, because for her to just easily be able to bounce back after she was crying hard the night before from seeing her man get eliminated. Now y'all already making out 24 hours later. Clearly you doing something right. He ain't showed me no type of like red flags, nothing. And the ladies on social media love him. So, you know what I'm saying? He's at number 8. Now coming in at number 7, surprisingly way higher than people might assume, is Austin. Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I don't not like his character. Like, he's always kept good vibes the whole time. Then also extra points for how he acted at this last recoupling, bro. Like, I know y'all seen his reaction whenever Jeremiah picked Iris, bro. Then the man said, look, I'm sorry if anybody feels the type of way. Then he said, actually, I'm not sorry at all. I was like, That's a real one. I knew he wasn't gonna have no low ranking after that. Then obviously you got to keep into account he was the underdog, bro. And maybe I can relate to being the underdog, bro, because obviously he was in that love triangle with Ace and Shelly, which we all know he was never gonna win. But it's the fact that we all knew that he was never gonna win. That's the reason why I have him ranked so high, because he kept trying. Now obviously he was not putting in as much work as Ace, like not even close. But it seemed like he ain't have nothing going for him, but then he still found a shorty at the end. Now, it's Amaya, and I don't know how that's going to work. I don't see it working, but nonetheless, he found somebody to couple it with after all that BS. The man is in the couple now. W. Austin, bro. Now, coming in at number 6 is Sierra. That's simply because of, consistency purposes. She's been consistent. She ain't started no beef. She worked for Nick. She kind of chased a little bit, but I wouldn't even see that's chasing. She just stayed consistent in the dude that she wanted. She ain't be disrespectful or nothing like that. Now, number 5... because I know y'all been waiting on me to say this name, and this is gonna be a shocker too. Number 5 is Iris. Not gonna lie, bro. She's handled everything with amazing grace, bro. She came in, she did everything that she needed to do. She got put in positions that she necessarily did not want to be in, and she handled everything with grace, way better than how most of y'all would have handled it. Not gonna lie to you. She stayed calm, she stayed unproblematic, and she ended up getting the dude that she originally wanted. Many people wouldn't have been able to handle these situations the way that Iris has. She's cool. She's an attractive girl. She low-key got that Laffy Taffy. Don't quote me on that, but you feel me? She's handled everything perfect. That's why her ranking is this high. She may not be 100% my type, but that's not what this list is about, you feel me? So she's in at number 5. Yes, we are in that top 5. Coming in at number 4 is Nick, and I get it. Him making out with multiple women in the span of 90 minutes is very crazy, to say the least. But he's been very essential to the villa, bro. He was the person that essentially warned Jeremiah firsthand, yo, your situation with Huda might not be what you think it is, bro. Especially at a time where folks didn't really want to listen to Ace like that. I feel like he's been like a good balance of everything that has been going on. But he ain't been more of a balance and a glue than these top 3. Now, if you've been watching the show, you already know the last 3 characters that's left, but you don't know the exact ranking in which I'm finna rank them, nor do you know the reason. So let's get into it. Number 3 is Shelly. And please, let's understand, being top 3 is high. So I don't need nobody to be like, oh, you ranked her too low. Stop that. But look though, let me just say this. I've been waiting to talk about Shelly. Any ladies that's watching this, I'm speaking directly to you. Real talk. Ladies, if you would like a master class on how to successfully entertain 2 guys, all you gotta do is talk to Shelly. All you gotta do is watch Shelly. No cap. I'm not kidding. If you want a master class on how to successfully entertain 2 different types of dudes at the same time, successfully, just talk to Shelly, bro. She'll get you right. Clearly. When I tell you, Shelly's not getting enough credit for how she's played it safe. Huda thinks that Jeremiah's been trying to play it safe. Many people feel like many people have been trying to play it safe, but nobody's talking about Shelly, bro. Like, Shelly is in the freaking villa initiating a squat/stretch session with Austin. Then when it's done, telling him to come back for more. Then 20 minutes later, going up to Soul Ties, telling Ace that he should get her face tatted on his stomach. Then saying that they should get married. Like, what? She's playing the Love Island game as perfect as you really could. You got 2 different archetypes of dudes who both very obviously want you, and you not giving either one the impression that the other dude is doing better than them. I don't, you feel me? Like, she in this mug really moving like a nigga, I ain't gonna lie. She in this John moving like a guy, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's kind of impressive to me. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't know how she's doing it, but it's worked thus far, and now she's paired up. It ended up working out perfectly for her because she got paired with Ace, and the dude that she was talking to, Austin, whom she didn't want to like hurt his feelings, she was very aware of his feelings, which I can respect. He ended up getting this couple. So literally, there's no fallback from anything that she's did in the past. She literally did it 100% successfully. She earns an A+ in entertaining multiple people at the same time. Cause she ain't do it like her hoe. You know what I'm saying? Let's call it spade. Now coming in at number 2, which indirectly reveals who number 1 is gonna be. Number 2 is Alandria. Now obviously this could have been interchanged with Shelly because obviously they're in my opinion the 2 baddest girls in the villa, and everybody knows that. I guess I'm not just saying that because they're black. I'm just being honest. One, we gotta acknowledge that Alandria got that bod. Like, let's just keep it a stack. God definitely blessed her with body, you know, but she got a good face to match it. Now the thing I like about Alandria, right? She's been overly fair in her movements when it comes to Taylor. I guarantee you, Alandria, because you could tell by the games, everybody want to get a piece of Alandria. You could tell that she could have had any type of motion that she wanted in that villa, but she remained consistent. She wasn't trying to be on no type of timing with anybody else because she was being very patient for Taylor. But the reason why she's not number 1, however, there's been some slip-ups of messiness with Alandria, bro. Off the top of my head, I remember she's the person that accidentally revealed that Nick was making out with multiple girls to Sierra, and she was also the person to accidentally spill to Austin that Huda got a kid. Like, Anytime something has been revealed, Alandra has always been there. She's low-key been the common denominator. Other than that, she's low-key been perfect in this whole villa. And I also couldn't rank her number one because of that situation early on when she was low-key being mean to Huda. And as much as y'all want to defend Alandra, and I get it, nobody's team Huda, at that moment, some of us thought that Alandra was a mean girl, me included. Now, we know obviously she isn't, you feel me? Let's just be real. 2 is still a high ranking, but not gonna lie to you, bro. Number 1 in the power rankings of Love Island is Ace, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Whether you like it or not, the most pivotal character of Love Island this season has been Ace. Very consistently, too, I might add. And you know this is true because online, he's pretty much the fan favorite of all the ladies and everybody that's been watching. Going above and beyond, trying to be creative, trying to set up dates, making the breakfast, bringing the breakfast, and many girls like that, you feel me? He been applying pressure for Shelly. He's also at the same time not trying to move too fast. And let me just digress for just 1 second because this is hilarious. One lesson I've learned from Ace and Love Island, and this is something I kind of already knew, I've said it many times before. Ace has taught me that transparency might not always be the best thing. This is a guy that has been transparent 3 times, 3 different archetypes of women, still transparent with all 3 of them, and none of them liked it. Specifically the last 2, when he was transparent with Amaya about how he don't want to move fast, how he don't want to be in on any of that type of time, and until a friendship is built, until he really understands that it's that, she hated it, she didn't like it. Then he did the same thing an episode later with Shelly, and she also didn't like it. So it just furthers my point and my theory. Honesty is always the best policy. Transparency is also always the best policy. But maybe timing matters, bro. Because girls always be like, oh, I love transparency, I love honesty. But when Ace did it, they didn't like it. You see what happened. And it's just ironic because those that aren't really just fond of Ace is girls on social media that's all like, bro, Ace is tripping. She can't call him boo. She can't cuddle him in bed. Why is he waiting so? Why is he being so hard? Not even knowing that that's how y'all be acting, ladies. How you gonna get mad at Ace for acting how y'all be acting on the regular? And I get it. He's on the show where like a connection needs to be found, but gang, y'all be doing the same thing. All that way, like Ace really in here, like moving very strategically. I call it like maturity farming. He know that he was finna be on TV and he does not want to come off as anything other than the fan favorite. Like, you can't convince me that Ace is not considering every day the fact that he's on television. Aside from that, bro, Ace has clearly been like the best voice of reason on the show, you feel me? And you know this because like he has absence value. Like if Ace wasn't on this show, he's probably the number 1 person that if they were not on this show, it would be significantly different. Maybe significantly worse. But it's like, yo, like you can't hate, bro, because at first, when Ace was, bro, like, I was like, bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? Like, you like Shelly, yet you keep putting yourself in situations where you're not choosing Shelly. Then, obviously, me being on Austin's side for just a little bit, you feel me? Because it's like, bro, you could have, you picked before Austin and you still picked Amaya. So, it's like, that's why many folks on social media was all like, bro, Ace is evil, bro. Like, Ace be pissing me off, bro. That's just because everybody wanted Ace and Shelly together. It's like, I understand that, but after watching it some more, you realize why Ace is lucky the fan favorite. You can't even get mad for bro. Not to mention, he's also giving us all the funniest faces and reactions, and I ain't gonna lie to you, like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, he's all time. Like, bro, me and Ace really alike, bro. I would have been the exact same way. Like, I'm speaking sense into you, and my facial expressions can't really hide everything, bro. Now, that is my official power rankings. Now, feel free to argue with me or DM me, whether it's in the comments or, you know, actual DMs, bro, of what you agree with and what you don't agree with, you feel me? Because every week, now that this is such a big thing, I've decided to start covering the whole thing. So after every single episode, I will be dropping like a recap on TikTok, though, because obviously I'm not about to do a whole podcast every single day, but by the time the podcast comes back out, I will have a new power ranking, you feel me? But after every single episode now, there's going to be recaps on TikTok. So make sure y'all follow that TikTok, bro. That's FAX.Koolaid. Long term, that's Fax.Koolaid on that social media platform. Now, without further ado, bro, this was heavily requested. We are about to get into the call-in. This is 100% Love Island edition. I'm about to hear their takes when it comes to the show. This is something that's going to be listened to by a lot of people all across social media. And obviously, just not even with this episode, but just in general. If you ever want to call into the FAXTORY podcast show, whether it's about a certain topic that I've already put out, or whether it's a question to ask me, you want a Q&A, you want a rant, you have an unpopular opinion, you got a story to tell, any of that, feel free to at any time DM Fax.Koolaid on any social media platform. My social media assistants constantly go through my page and my DMs trying to look for inquiries of people that want to call in. It's open to anybody, no matter the age, no matter the gender. Literally anybody can call in. But now let's get into these Love Island edition call-ins.
Whip, we riding right hand on your thigh while I'm driving.
All right, yo, what's good with it, bro? Welcome to the Fax.Koolaid podcast show, bro.
Happy to be here, man.
Yes, sir, bro. As mentioned, bro, this is the Love Island Fallout edition, bro. This is the call-ins, strictly Love Island, bro. So here's how this is gonna go, bro. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, then I'm gonna let you get your thoughts out about the show in general, bro.
Okay, bet.
All right, bro. What's one situation in Love Island so far that has pissed you off?
Everybody know. Huda need to go. Huda, woulda, coulda, she need to go. She gotta get out of here.
Why you say that?
You asking why? There's all reasons. Shorty has gaslit. She manipulated. She lied. She done insulted this man's manhood. Hey, she gotta go.
So, I mean, that answers my next question. I was gonna say, who's your least favorite character?
Yeah, we ain't gotta ask that question. We already know.
But how did you feel about everybody saving her the last episode? Even though they made it seem like she was a cancer to the house, but how did you feel about everybody saving her the last episode?
My thing is this, right? They trying to be a girl's girl.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Let me cut you off. I'm glad that you said that, bro. Girl culture. This last episode is proof that girls culture is not the healthiest thing, bro. How you gonna be behind Huda's back saying how annoyed you are, how it's crazy, how they ready for it to be over, but then after the second opportunity to send her home, y'all keep her knowing it's only gonna be worse things, bro. I can't lie.
I'm really watching it. It makes no sense. And then you can see Ace. He's saving too. She trying to say thanks, Ace. He looked at her like, I ain't saving you because I want to.
So why you feel like Ace saved her then?
He only saved her so that Taylor ain't got to deal with Jalen no more. So that him and Alondra can be happy. Otherwise, he would have not saved her ass. He looked at her like, shorty, I'm not trying to save you right now. I swear down.
Bro, it's not even that. My thing is, one thing I don't understand, Iris, right? Iris is now Jeremiah's girl, basically. Why would you want to keep somebody that you know is going to keep causing problems in the village? That's why, bro, when I seen her, I said, there is no way they're really about to save this lady. But, bro, it's crazy work, bro. It's crazy work.
Bruh. And my thing is this is like, I understand Shorty trying to be like, she not trying to have no beef or whatever, but like, this is your opportunity to get her ass.
This is your opportunity. Appreciate you for calling into the Fax.Koolaid podcast show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, as we mentioned before, this is Love Island call-in exclusive. All right, so first of all, I'm going to start off by asking you, is there anything that you don't like about the show or that you want to get off your chest beforehand?
I would say, I think that everyone's being scary. I think that this last episode, I was disappointed. Because it feels like some things are being edited off. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people are talking about, Huda's the bad guy, but I feel like a lot of things are being edited to kind of portray her that way.
Okay, so can I ask you this? Are you Team Huda?
I'm not, though.
Okay.
I think it's just something to put into perspective. Like, her behavior these past 3 episodes, I can't defend it. It's terrible. But, yeah.
And one thing that and this is something like I mentioned, like on the show, obviously, when it comes out, you'll see live. But I feel like the producers of Love Island, they're being very intentional about what we see and what we don't see. Like, for instance, they feel like some of the things that, like, for instance, Jeremiah said that Huda went to the people and said that he said there is belief that some things were edited out to make Huda look a little crazy. But other than that, it's some things that's pretty out and open about, like, things that she has done. Like, you feel me? Like, how do you feel about how she's been, like, reacting and just, like, her behavior, like, overall, like, more in depth?
Honestly, I think that she, like, regardless of what I said, I think that she's in the wrong. Like,
okay.
A lot of the things that she does, she tries to play victim or make it seem like it's Jeremiah's fault always. Like, she doesn't really hear him out, or she'll cut him off early and then just crash out. And the way that she talks badly about the other girls, and then she'll come back like, friend, all up in their face, when it's like, you just talk terrible about them, but now, like, those are your sisters.
Nah, facts. So how did you feel?
Really nice.
So how did you feel about them keeping her?
I was disappointed. Like, y'all couldn't stay on business. I was so disappointed. Especially Iris. She said that.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense to me. I ain't gonna lie.
And you stood behind her.
Yeah, that one.
I have respect for her for being mature, but still, it comes to a point.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So on the more positive note, who's your favorite character and why?
I think that Olandria is my favorite character. I think that she's very like level-headed. You can tell that everyone comes to her for like advice. She's very mature. I think that she's very emotionally mature. And she just knows the right things to say. She clocks the right things at the right time. And I love her. She's my favorite.
Okay. So I would assume that your least favorite character is like Huda, but besides Huda, who's your least favorite character?
That's interesting. Besides Huda, I would have to say, this is hard.
I'm telling you, bro, because look, I get why the Huda hate train, I guess, is there. I mean, I feel like nobody should be hated. It's only a show, but people are only making it seem like Huda's the only person in the villa that could have like negative traits. You feel me? So exactly. I be having to ask people like, yo, who else besides her do you feel like is potentially like problematic, or if you have any type of like issue with anybody else in the villa?
I think right now, like a little bit of Taylor. I think that Taylor's a very like funny personality, but it's like he doesn't find Olandria attractive, but then he'll go back to her. And sometimes I feel like he's thinking about winning. Or that's like his safe ways that he doesn't get kicked off the villa.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I also said that. I thought that was gonna be like in a popular opinion. Bro, in my power ranking, I had Taylor ranked up so low because like, bro, how can you sit there and say that you feel like you're not physically attracted to Olandria, like not even trying to play like the lust card or nothing, but like, do you see her? Like I don't understand it, bro. Like, appreciate you for calling into the FAXTORY podcast show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, as we mentioned before, this is Love Island Calling exclusive. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna start off by asking you: is there anything that you don't like about the show or that you want to get off your chest beforehand?
I would say, I think that everyone's being scary. I think that this last episode, I was disappointed. Because it feels like some things are being edited off. I feel like a lot of people are talking about, Huda's the bad guy. But I feel like a lot of things are being edited to kind of portray her that way.
Okay, so can I ask you this? Are you team Huda?
I'm not, though.
Okay.
I think it's just something to put into perspective. Like, her behavior these past 3 episodes, I can't defend it. It's terrible. But yeah.
And one thing that and this is something like I mentioned like on the show, obviously when it comes out you'll see live, but I feel like the producers of Love Island, they're being very intentional about what we see and what we don't see. Like for instance, they feel like some of the things that, like, for instance, Jeremiah said that Huda went to the people and said that he said there's belief that some things were edited out to make Huda look a little crazy. But other than that, it's some things that's pretty out and open about like things that she has done. Like, you feel me? Like, how do you feel about how she's been like reacting and just like her behavior, like overall, like more in depth?
Honestly, I think that she, like, regardless of what I said, I think that she's in the wrong. Like,
okay.
A lot of the things that she does, she tries to play victim or make it seem like it's Jeremiah's fault always. Like, she doesn't really hear him out, or she'll cut him off early and then just crash out. And the way that she talks badly about the other girls, and then she'll come back like, oh, friend, all up in their face, when it's like, you just talk terrible about them, but now, like, those are your sisters.
Nah, facts. So how did you feel about them keeping her?
I was disappointed. Like, y'all couldn't stay on business. I was so disappointed. Especially Iris. She said that.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense to me. I ain't gonna lie.
And you stood behind her.
Yeah, that one.
I have respect for her for being mature, but still, it comes to a point.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So on the more positive note, who's your favorite character and why?
I think that Olandria is my favorite character. I think that she's very like level-headed. You can tell that everyone comes to her for like advice. She's very mature. I think that she's very emotionally mature. And she just knows the right things to say. She clocks the right things at the right time. And I love her. She's my favorite.
Okay, so well, I would assume that your least favorite character is like Huda, but besides Huda, who's your least favorite character?
That's interesting. That's interesting. Besides Huda, I would have to say, this is hard.
I'm telling you, bro, because look, I get why the Huda hate train, I guess, is there. I mean, I feel like nobody should be hated. It's only a show, but people are only making it seem like Huda's the only person in the villa that could have like negative traits. You feel me? So I'd be having to ask people like, yo, who else besides her do you feel like is potentially like problematic, or if you have any type of like issue with anybody else in the villa?
I think right now, like a little bit of Taylor. I think that Taylor's a very like funny personality, but it's like he doesn't find Olandria attractive, but then he'll go back to her. And sometimes I feel like he's thinking about winning. Or that's like his safe ways that he doesn't get kicked off the villa.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I also said that. I thought that was gonna be like in a popular opinion. Bro, in my power ranking, I had Taylor ranked up so low because like, bro, how can you sit there and say that you feel like you're not physically attracted to Olandria, like not even trying to play like the lust card or nothing, but like, do you see her? Like I don't understand it, bro. Like, all right, yo, what's poppin', brother?
What's good, fam?
Yo, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for calling in to the Fax.Koolaid pod, brother.
For sure. Been trying to get on this for a little minute.
Nah, I feel you, bro, but we here and in living color, bro. So as people know, bro, this is the Love Edition Fallout episode. All we talking is Love Island, bro. I'm letting folks call in, and we finna talk Love Island, bro, because it's so controversial, bro. It's so pivotal, bro. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions, but before I ask you, bro, is there anything that you just want to say, like firsthand, that you want to get off your chest about the show?
Man, this girl power shit that they got going on this show is overly, it's done.
What you mean by that?
The girls are going to, like, they feel bad for voting each other out, and they don't call each other out on their BS. The boys, on the other hand, they calling out each other on the BS. They actually being real. They keeping it 100. The girls are just, they listening, and they sitting back and agreeing. I don't fuck with that. It's fake. It's weird. And then they go behind each other back, and then they talk the shit to each other when the other person is gone, bro. That shit.
Bro, I'm telling you, everybody's saying the same thing, and it's so valid, bro. The boys, they getting on each other, they holding each other accountable, or at least attempting to. Then the girls will go around and say, look, like, this situation is so annoying, like, it's just so draining. But then you'll keep the person that you just, man, look, bro. It's the reason why I didn't speak on that much during my episode, which, you know what I'm saying, you end up hearing. But, yo, like, they really was talking down on this girl, then kept her. What is the science behind that? Like, I don't get it.
It don't make sense, bro.
So were you shocked that some of the dudes also like what was your reaction to Ace keeping Huda, even though during the last elimination he opted for her to leave?
I wasn't surprised, to be honest. Like, to keep it a stat, wasn't nobody really fucking with Jalen for real. Jalen was kind of there, and he disrupted what Taylor and Olandria had going on, and wasn't nobody really, you know what I'm saying, feeling it. And Jalen wasn't really out there like everybody else was. He was just trying to get to know Olandria only.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll give you that. That's a good point.
Exactly. He didn't make no impact on it, and so he was just kind of boring. So I feel it. They there for the drama.
Tight. Okay, tight. So let me ask you, bro. Even though it's pretty obvious, I guess, but who's your least favorite character?
Huda. Off the real. Huda and Jeremiah. I don't like both of them.
So who do you feel like is more in the wrong between Huda and Jeremiah?
Huda.
Why you say that?
Cause from the get-go, she been weird. Like, from the interview when she first did her introduction, first thing she said was, I'm a mom, but I'm not gonna tell nobody I'm a mom until they get truly invested in me. Which I didn't like. Let's make that very clear. I did not like that either. Manipulation off the rip. Cause she's like putting on a persona that ain't even true. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You got a point. Exactly. Then when they did the first coupling or whatever, and they stopped, like they went to had they talk and they dispersed or whatever, she said, I love you. That threw me off. I don't remember that. She told him that he loved him? Yes. She said that she loved him for real? I swear to God, she said, I love, like they were still holding hands and they were walking away. She said, I love you. Oh, I didn't make her say that. That shit threw me off.
Nah, she meant to say that, bro. We all knew she meant to say that, bro.
Off the first day.
That's
She
crazy.
The whole time, bro. And then, like, I think it was day 3. She was in the bathroom with this nigga in the shower. She was, like, outside the shower, but this nigga was in the shower and she was up in there. That's some couple shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't got no excuses for that one. I ain't gonna lie. All right, yo.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's good, bro? Appreciate you calling in to the Fax.Koolaid pod, brother.
Nothing much, man. Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
Of course, fam. Of course, fam. It's a pleasure to have you. So, as we mentioned, bro, this is the Love Island, you know what I'm saying, fallout. The call-ins are only about Love Island. This whole episode is about Love Island. The show is too pivotal. So, bro, what I'm finna do is I'm gonna ask you a few questions about the show. But before I even ask you, bro, is there anything that you just want to get off your chest about the show? About any characters, about any situations, unpopular opinions, bold takes? Let's hear it.
All right, bet. I'm gonna talk about one thing just real quick,
Go
off
ahead.
rip. Y'all, people gotta stop acting like Jeremiah isn't a grown man. If he wanted to get out of that relationship earlier, he should have. Cause I'm gonna keep it a buck. I low-key think he likes that toxic stuff. Like, I'm being so for real.
That's a new
I
one.
think he was down for it, bro.
That's a new one. That's a new one. Keep going.
Bro, I ain't never in my life, I don't care who it is, if a woman dead serious, I'm not dating, I've known her for less than 2 weeks. If she told me I can't talk about any issues that we're having at all with another woman when I'm on a game show to explore multiple people, you're bugging and you're crazy, and that's toxic behavior if I barely known you.
Okay. So what you're saying is Jeremiah knew of all of these red flags and he decided to stay because he likes that behavior secretly.
I'm telling you, bro, there ain't no way, bro. There is no way. And to defend himself against the guys when they called him out for just staying with her, clearly, bro, because if you don't get back with her and you didn't go check on her when she was crying, bro, there's no way you really care about her, bro. You just like that toxic stuff for real. You just
so
like being in that vibe.
So you're hypothesizing because you low-key going somewhere with this shit. It's crazy, but you're going somewhere with this. So you basically saying that through Jeremiah taking the odd route and not checking up on Huda after that whole saga where she almost got sent home, it's not because he said he was checked out, but secretly because he wanted to cause more problems because he likes the toxicity.
Look, man, I'm just saying, if a girl I care about almost got sent off a show, no matter what, if we had an argument, whatever's happening, I'm finna check on her. Man, I'm gonna say, are you okay? In some facet, he ain't talked to her at all. Gotta be trying to cause an issue, bro. There's no way in the world you ain't trying to cause something. Because you knew something was gonna occur from that, bro. There's no way he didn't know.
I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the better takes I'm hearing. I ain't gonna lie, because I ain't heard this one yet. I heard people be like, bro, Jeremiah, you know, he was also feeling this way, you know, mental health. I didn't care about any of that, bro. He should have checked in with Huda, but the reasoning behind it, I never hypothesized that, bro. You onto something, maybe. You feel me?
I'm just saying, bro, people gotta stop babying the bro. Like, he's a grown man.
I feel you.
You gotta look at this from an outside perspective, like, bro, these people have barely known each other. They are full-grown adults. Huda got a kid. She need to be acting more mature. So, like, this is a mess. This is all a mess.
I feel you, bro. Look, who's your? Let me ask you this though. You said a lot, and I appreciate it. Who's your favorite character and why?
Honestly, bro, I'm a short king myself, and I'm not gonna lie. Ace be cracking me up every episode, and he be having some valid takes with these niggas, bro. I swear. I swear. Every one of his takes be cooking, and I'm hoping he and Shelly, you know, really, you know, lock in for real. Because if he's playing, like, if he keep playing with Shelly, I'm gonna have to fly to Fiji myself and have a conversation with him, bro. This is wild.
Why you? So you feel like bro been playing?
When he ain't picked Shelly the first time, I lost my mind, man. I literally almost turned off my TV. I was like, this don't make Maya? You don't even know her like that. You barely know her. He's like, yeah, man, we had a great The hell?
Hey, bro, you killing me, bro.
What? The weather? Like, what did y'all talk about for real? Y'all,
Bro.
you and Shelly done talked about everything, and you picked, man, Get out of my face with that, bro.
Hey, bro. I appreciate this call in, bro. Like, you're freaking hilarious, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Because basically what I'm gonna start doing is I might have another one of these for another episode. But bro, for this episode, bro, I appreciate you calling in, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, man, of course, man. For sure. I need to talk about these opinions with somebody.
For sure. I feel you, bro. It's gonna be around for a minute, bro. So I appreciate you, gang.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Of course, fam. Of course. Anytime.
All right, bro, bet.
Yes, sir.
I'm